Hello viewers and Monster Hunter fans, this is Wolf here with some more Monster Hunter collectible content, and here we're going to conclude this three-part plushie pack with Kirin being the final monster in this pack here. So just taking a look at this plushie, so far I'm actually really liking the colors on this plushie. There's a lot of very bright colors here, which I think is really cool, especially with a lot of the whites. And then even on the main body, if we take a look at the head, this part is not actually like a pure white. This actually has a little bit of a faded purple tint to it, which is kind of interesting. I do kind of like that because it stands out from the rest of the whites on here, from like the white mane. I think it's kind of cool. And then, of course, when we look at the eyes have a bit of like a pinkish color in here, looking very shiny, very bright. And then if we take a look at the horn here, we of course have this very bright blue horn with this kind of white spiral on the inside of it going up, which is kind of cool. And then if we take a look at the ears have a bit of a darker blue on the inside of them, which stands out very nicely from the whites and everything, contrasts them very beautifully. And then of course on the top side of them, it's going to have like the same faded purple tinted white here on the top section of the ears here. So right on the back here, this Kirin has the same feature that I loved about the Stygian Zinogre and the Teostra, where it has like a very bulky fur for the mane here, which is just very nice because it offsets the material that they use for the majority of the plushie, you can say. And yeah, it's just a very nice looking display here when you have this big piece on the top here which kind of flops around. There's a lot of white fur here on the top, as well as going around, kind of almost like forming a bit of a beard going through the side and then on the front of Kirin's face here. You can see right here you have like the nostrils and the mouth. It almost looks like Kirin's kind of like smiling at you, which is kind of scary. But yeah, it's a very nice looking design with the fur here for the mane. And then the mane even continues on the underside of the head here, which is kind of nice. If we take a look at the back here, we can see we have a lot of these blue stripes kind of forming the fur pattern, I guess, on the back of Kirin's body, especially on the legs here. We have a little bit of white fur here on the sides here, which is kind of interesting. Of course, we have the blacks for the hooves here on the very bottom, and then going to the end of the tail, of course, we have the blue stripes kind of going out, and then ending with this nice white fur on the end of it here for the end of the tail. So oh yeah, and then on top of that too, we have like a yellowish color on the underside of Kirin. So that's on top of the blue, kind of offsets the whites here. So this is a very colorful monster here for sure. Of course, we have the icon here with the Kirin tag right there. So this is a very nice looking plushie for sure. Like if you guys like Kirin, I know some people hate fighting him, but you know, if you wanted to collect a plushie of him, especially like a very cutesy plushie of Kirin, this is definitely a very nice one. Again, I really recommend it just because like the fur here is just very soft and it goes very nicely with the aesthetic of this plushie here, especially when you see how rough it is. It actually kind of looks like there's a lot of fur on this as well, especially with the bearded section here. I think it looks very good and it complements the plushie very nicely. Again, this is a very deformed plush, so it's gonna have a bit of a cartoony, very cutesy appeal to it, much like the other plushies. So if you're into that sort of style, then this is definitely a good pickup. I think you guys should pick it up if you're into this aesthetic of Monster Hunter models, especially if you wanted a plushie of Kirin. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this plushie pack. I'm just going to put the other three here together. So, of course, we have Barioth, Kirin, and Teostra here all together. This is definitely going to go very nicely with my Stygian Zinogre, Gold Rathian, and Silver Rathalos plushes in my display. So, I'm pretty happy to collect all three of these. There's definitely going to be a lot more of these plushies coming in the future. I'm looking forward to collecting some of the ones that are re-releasing later on this year, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. So there was one more thing that I collected along with these plushies. So I collected a bunch of Monster Hunter monster stickers here, And I got these because I have a pretty big display case where a lot of my Monster Hunter models go into, and I wanted to put these stickers on them. And honestly, like when I got these, I thought these stickers looked really nice. So I got one here of Nergigante, and these are pretty sizable stickers, and apparently they're water and UV ray protected, according to this. So these are like Capcom B-side label stickers. And of course I got one of Safi'Jiiva right here, and then one of Nargacuga. And I think the Nargacuga one's probably my favorite out of the two, just because it has a different art style to it. It has more of like a Japanese artwork aesthetic, especially when you look at the clouds in the background and the way that Nargacuga is drawn. I think this looks very, very good. These ones in particular, the Nergigante and Safi'Jiiva ones have a little bit more of a cartoony aesthetic to them compared to this, so there's definitely a difference in art style between these three. But yeah, that's pretty much what I collected along with these plushies. I think these stickers are going to look very nice on the display case as well. So yeah, definitely some really nice looking Monster Hunter merchandise for sure. So yeah, with this, it's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found it informative. There's definitely going to be a lot more Monster Hunter collectible content coming in the future, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. But until then, I hope you guys stay safe, have a good night or good day depending on where you are, and I will see you all later.